Okay, so Matt Walsh was on Dr. Phil. Matt Walsh is he's one of the people that's a part of the Daily Wire, like Ben Shapiro's his company, his news organization, and he's a very interesting dude.
He's trans?
What?
He's trans?
No. He's the guy that went on Dr. Phil's show to talk with gender consultants, is what they're called. They're non-binary. So you get ready to have your mind.
My brain hurts already. Just
exactly.
Consultants. Can I get that on my name plaque for work now? Like, I'm HR and I'm also a gender consultant.
Yeah, put your pronouns on there. So, all right. So here is. Let me see real quick. I'm going to close this down.
Oh, Dr. Phil.
I know.
He's hilarious.
Yeah, he's great.
He looks confused.
That's a question I would like to throw out to other members of the panel.
Matt Walsh.
Actually, because just like the 4-year-old can't answer what is a girl, well, this is one of the problems with this left-wing gender ideology, is that no one who espouses it can even tell you what these words mean. It's like, what is a woman? Well, can you tell me what a woman is?
It's Matt Walsh with longer hair. And then,
Wait, is that one too?
Yeah, that's a non-binary also.
No, I can't.
Here, this is
because it's not for me to say.
Words mean. It's like, what is a woman? Well, can you tell me what a woman is?
Well, that
no,
definitely isn't.
Because it's not for me to say. Womanhood looks different for everybody.
What do you define a woman as?
An adult human female.
And what does a female mean?
A vagina.
Well,
how do you define a female?
Someone with female reproductive organs.
Okay.
Someone who's, here's the thing. When you're female, it goes right down to your bones, your DNA. So that's why if someone dies, we can dig up their bones 100 years from now. We have no idea what they believed in their head, but we can tell what sex they were.
It has a beard.
Yeah.
Women don't have that.
Yeah, exactly. Are you in the circus? Like the bearded woman, right? Wasn't that one of them?
Like, shave your face and then you could be more look like a woman.
Yeah, it's like, what are you trying to do here? So it gets good here in a second.
Because it's ingrained in every fiber of their being.
Interesting. So I'm trying to understand. Your definition is that a woman is someone who is female, you said, right?
Correct. Is a biological female.
So what happens if we have maybe someone who is female, identifies as a woman, right? Cisgender woman, right? As you just explained. Maybe doesn't have the ability to reproduce. Maybe doesn't have those organs that you're talking about that are reproductive organs.
I have answered the question. You stood up here and said trans women are women.
Yes.
Tell me what you mean. What is a woman?
Womanhood is something that, just as Ethan explained, I cannot define because I am not myself.
You used the word, so what did you mean when you said trans women are women if you don't know what it means?
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
So here's the thing.
This
the word, so what did you mean when you said trans women are women if you don't know what it means?
Right? So here's the thing. I do not define what a woman is because I do not identify as a woman. Women.
Okay, let's just say real quick.
What does it identify as?
Non-binary.
So just a thing.
Yeah.
Just something that exists.
Okay, and we're just saying, like, if we had friends that were non-binary or any of that, I'm not going to be disrespectful to them, but I'm still going to have questions because I don't understand it. And you guys don't allow us to answer shit.
Well, no, here's what's going to happen next. You're going to have, it's, to me, like, if people are trying to say, oh, there's more than just two genders. Mm-hmm. Like, okay, well, then there's more than... Well, this kind of got dirty. I don't know why this came to mind right away, but I was like, okay, so you shit and you piss. Mm-hmm. Do you shit piss? No, I mean, like, so can you do like like you can shoot rainbows out of your ass now too?
Well, yeah, no, like definitions of words are just, they're not a thing anymore.
It's just weird. It's like we're in
Fantasyland. We are so privileged as a country, as a people in this country, that this is what we're discussing. We're not discussing how to make our country better. We're discussing how to be professionally offended by someone calling you a name. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's something that is an umbrella term. It includes people
that describes what?
People who identify as a woman.
Identify
but
as
what is
what?
a woman?
As a woman.
What is that?
Was to each their own. Each woman, each man, each person is going to have a different relation with their own gender identity and define it differently. And so trans women are women too.
Okay.
And you want to hold on. You want to reduce. You want to reduce.
Though. So
you want to reduce women. You want to reduce men down to maybe just their genetics, our genitals, our chromosomes. Right? That's what you're saying.
What you want to do is
that's
what you want to do is appropriate women. You want to appropriate womanhood.
Okay.
And turn it into basically a costume that could be worn.
Yeah. Like, what are we doing here?
This is where all the therapists in the world are like, I'm gonna make some money.
Yeah, exactly. And so what are we doing here? Also, a lot of people have been talking about it where, you know, it's instead of going to a psychologist where they would ask you why or try and figure out how to make your brain cope with what you're going through or figure it out, they're just, no, go ahead and go down that road. What if that's not really what's going on with you? Then you need to ask questions. Like, one of the other things that they were talking about, he was talking about, is because they were talking about a 4-year-old who says, he was like, I have kids, and Matt Walsh, not the other he, was saying, I have kids. Now, if my 4-year-old boy comes up to me and says, I'm a girl now, he would say, okay, what is a girl? I said, oh, and if they say, oh, well, I like, I want to play with Barbies and, my favorite color is pink, he said, okay, you can play with Barbies. Your favorite color can be pink, but that doesn't mean you're a girl.
But kids don't know. They just know that they have friends that are boys and friends that are girls. Yeah. And the girls play with the Barbies and wear pink.
Yeah. But I don't think it should be the choice of the parents, or like, because a kid can't consent to sex, let alone changing their sex.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's disturbing to me.
Yeah, putting hormones and putting all this stuff in there, it's disgusting. It's gross.
But also what's going to happen is the parents that are allowing the hormone stuff to happen at a young age, these kids are going to end up having cancer and other diseases when they get older because that is messing with them. And they've already said for adults, we're trying to stay away from added hormones in the body. Now you're like altering your DNA and all that stuff with adding all this shit to your body that you shouldn't be.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
It's going to fuck up all these kids. They're all going to have shortened lives and they're going to have issues. They're going to have health issues. Not to mention all the mental issues that are already present, obviously in the household because of the parents.
Okay, so hold on one second. I
want to know what Dr. Phil has to say.
Hey guys, we here at Still Death Podcast realize that with everything opening up, you might need some new clothes to show off in public. It's scary, I know. But you can rest assured that we've got your back. We have high quality merch and fair prices so you can support your new favorite podcast without breaking the bank. We have a bunch of items to choose from, like this shirt, which is my personal favorite. Oh, it's upside down. See, we got this. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Or, also, this one for the ladies. For my lady, and punch myself in the balls. There we go, it's our old paint splat shirt. We also have tanks, sweatshirts, hoodies, stickers, yoga pants, beach towels, and even fanny packs. Like this one right here. So just head over to teespring.com/stores and use the promo code NOMOREMASK and you'll get 15% off your entire order. That's No More Mask for 15% off. So what are you waiting for? Just do it! Just do it! Go get one. They're awesome. Do it. Also, head over to solo.to/tildeathpodcast for all things till death and how to stay up to date with all of our content. Babe, thought laundry was your job.
Get all this merch out of my house.
See what I mean?
There should be no construct of gender, just sex. You're either male or female.
Right.
And someone feeling in a mental, emotional way that they don't identify with the sex that they have been biologically created as and assigned at birth based on their genitalia. If they don't feel that way, that there's no construct that describes that, experiences that.
Well, that's got nothing to do with the reality. So you can feel however you want. I mean, I could sit here and say that I feel like a tomato plant, but that doesn't mean that I'm actually in those things. So your self-perception, you can have whatever self-perception you want, but you can't expect me to take part in that self-perception or to take part in this kind of charade, this theatrical production. You don't get your own pronouns, just like you don't get your own prepositions or your own adjectives. It's like if I were to tell you, my adjectives are handsome and brilliant, and whenever you're talking about me, you have to describe me as handsome and brilliant because that's how I identify. It makes no sense. You don't get your own pronouns. That's grammar. That's language.
So you think it's a delusion?
Yes,
someone is self-delusional.
Completely.
Yeah, I think it's delusion. It could be mental illness. It could be it's a lot of different things. With children, you know, there's also just a basic confusion that all kids have. Like that's why when you hear a parent say, "Oh, my 4-year-old son came to me and said that I'm a girl now, and so that's what I'm gonna raise him as a girl." No, you're a 4-year-old. I have 4 kids.
Yeah, this is
when
what
a 4-year-old boy comes to you and says, "Oh, I'm a girl." Here's a good follow-up question. What is a girl? Ask him what he means by that. What do you mean by girl? And when you ask him that, here's what he'll tell you. He will tell you what he really means is that he wants to do some of the things that girls do, like play with the dollhouse, or you know, he likes the color pink. That's fine, play with the dollhouse, but you're still a boy.
That's what. So that happened, and then the first video I showed you is that's why he said, "Oh, just like the 4-year-old boys, you know, doesn't know. Yeah, you guys don't know what a woman is, you know." It just becomes such a crazy conversation because it's like the amount of people that I've heard and heard them talk about the trans issue and talk about people that are against. Like people like Matt Walsh or Ben Shapiro or even Tim Pool, anyone talking about this, they're not saying that trans people aren't real. They're not saying that they hate them and they're transphobic. They're just saying that it's that's what they're going through. But you have to be realistic about things. You have to realize that just because you feel a certain way doesn't make it reality. That just means that makes it the way you feel.
Yeah. And I know he kind of dumbed it down saying, well, I could identify as a tomato plant right now.
Yeah.
That's literally what it's coming down to, though.
Mm-hmm. Why do you think I say I identify as an attack helicopter? Because it's hilarious and because it's that ridiculous. Like, what if I told you tomorrow, babe, hey, I feel you married a woman.
Like, well, I'm taking you to therapy.
Thank you. Like, if I said that, I would want you to, because I obviously have something going on in my head where I need to talk to someone about it, right? So why aren't these people in their lives, the people in those lives, being like, hey, go talk to someone else because I'm not equipped or equipped to handle what you're going through.
I just wonder, like, how many of these people actually do have any kind of, like, mental illness versus are just confused for whatever reason, maybe because it's how they were brought up in their household, or how many of them actually are like, gay or whatnot, but they it's like, I mean, obviously, like, I've never experienced that, so I don't know what those feelings are, like what kind of urges people have, but like, what if they're confused by what they're feeling? So it's like, maybe they really are gay. It's kind of like you told me that when you were growing up, you were more tomboyish at first, and then instead of your mom saying, hey, let's go jab testosterone into your ass cheek once a week, I'm going to buy you some Roxy. I'm going to buy you some women's clothes and try and see if that's what you want. It was like going through the stages.
She didn't go buy you some Doc Martens and Dickies. You know what I mean?
Going through the stages of wearing all pink, like everything was pink. Then tomboy, and then she's like, okay, you're wearing a lot of no fear right now, so I'm going to take you to White Seal and Charlotte Russe, and I'm going to buy you everything pastel. And so then I'm like, cool, I get new clothes. So then I'm wearing all that, but then in high school, because I remember, I will never forget my older cousin. I remember her, she was 3 years older than me, and she was like, because my bedroom set was, like, my bed was a trundle bed, so it was like pink with hearts on the railings, and then my furniture was like this light oak with like really pretty flowers on it, whatever.
See, I shake my head at that because I'm a boy, and that seems ridiculous.
Yeah.
Any girl would be like, oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, but I remember
that was weird.
It was like that Ashley, or what did you just do?
I hit my teeth in the ball.
Oh God,
go ahead,
married
sorry.
to you. I forget what the brand was. Something Ashley. was like all floral stuff.
Oh, I don't know.
Anyways, so I remember complaining to her. I'm like, ugh, I don't like all this pink and the flowers, whatever. And I'm like, oh yeah, I like blue is my color right now. And my cousin's like, oh, don't worry. Like once you get to high school, you'll love all the pink all over again. And I remember that, yeah, I transitioned back and like literally like everything I wore was Roxy or Hurley or Rusty, and it was all pink, like everything pink, everything sparkly.
You probably had the white etnies with the pink E on them.
I actually didn't like etnies, so
okay.
I always wore Vans. That was being in California, I always wore flip-flops to school, so it doesn't count. But yeah, so it was just funny because then my mom, distinctly remember that day too. Yeah. My mom was like, "Oh, these are cute little booty shorts, like little pink."
Dwight, you ignorant slut.
No, I mean, when I was growing up and I was in metal bands and like I was in like scene bands, I was a scene kid. I wore girl jeans. Does that make me a woman? Because you know what I mean? Like, there's so many weird things that like, but also again, and what he's saying right there, talking about it being a mental illness up until 5 years ago ish. It was. Mm-hmm. It literally in the medical journals, it was listed as gender dysphoria.
Yeah.
Ugh, excuse me. And so it's like at what point, it's like there's a difference between normalizing that there are people with this mental condition or that this is the way they feel about each other. There's a difference between normalizing that and normalizing it that we shouldn't be trying to help them through it.
There's going to be kids growing up and be like, Mommy, she has a beard.
Yeah, and
it's no longer like the Italian girl with the thick mustache coming in. It's like it's your beard.
Yeah.
What this thing has.
Exactly. There are so many things I'm going to probably have to bleep out of this clip just because YouTube. I'm not kidding you right now. Like that.
Well, YouTube is run by a whole bunch of probably.
Damn.
Well, this is going to be a clip for Rumble.
Yeah. No, I'm like, okay, if we want to get into YouTube, it's probably run by some like fat, femmy. What are all the main words?
Susan Wojcicki. She's very feministy, very very liberal. Men. Yeah, exactly. It gets annoying because you have to tiptoe around all the shit being able to talk about it. We're just trying to fucking talk about it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, because it's weird and I want to talk about it.
Yeah, it's an interesting topic and I don't understand it.
I don't understand how like a woman could be like, I'm going to start identifying as a man because I don't have a pair of balls and a dick and I want one. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Like, you know, like this. No, please. That's like me saying I want to be a girl, okay? We have an interesting marriage going on right here. I'm going to go shove a butt plug in my ass and go...
That's not the Saturday night that I was looking forward to, but okay.
Do you want the butt plug in your ass?
Try to relax your anus.
Hey guys, thanks for watching the Till Death Podcast, your #1 source for family-friendly, wholesome entertainment.
Yay! The next time you're taking a big shit, put our video on.
All we do is talk about relaxing your butthole.
Relax your anus.
Subscribe under my balls. Video by her face.
And by my feet.
Butthole.